What's new, Poke Crew? It is your turn, Corvette here, and you are watching Your Turn Central. Now, before I get started, please make sure you go into my description. Make sure you click on the links for the Pokemon groups. Make sure you show Poke Town some Your Turn love. I'm sure they will appreciate that. I will appreciate that. Now, I'm bringing you another Wi-Fi battle. This time, I'm bringing you another Wi-Fi battle against Aaron. He and I have battled before, and I really hope that you guys enjoy our battles because we bring it all. We throw everything out on the line. We give it our all. They're such great battles, and I'm so glad, I'm bringing you another battle with him because he makes me give my all, So let's get right into it and see what this battle will bring because there's really no surprises. This was an all-out brawl. Because we both went head-to-head, we both brought everything that we had, and he goes out into his Vaporeon when I go into my Balkanine, my Arcanine. Now, the thing was that I wasn't really sure who he was going to bring out. I was almost positive he was going to bring out his Vaporeon when I would just bring in my Arcanine, but I wanted to get my Intimidate off on just anyone, because that's a huge thing, to get the Intimidate off. It's very helpful. So he ends up going for the Toxic when I switch out into my my Tangrowth, which is fine. I mean, my Tangrowth can kind of take that, and it is the regenerator of sorts. But he ends up switching out and going into his Bisharp. That was a perfect play on both of our perfect play on both of our parts, I guess is what I wanted to say, because one, I was so lucky that I was able to take out the life orb on the Bisharp. Now that was a huge thing, because going into this battle, I was really scared of that Bisharp. The Sword Stance, the Sucker Punch, the life orb is a horrible mess. So I was so happy that I took out that life orb. Now it would have been cool too if I took off the item that Vaporeon is gonna hold, but it's whatever. I was able to take off the life orb, which is awesome. Now, I end up getting the Leech Seed on the Bisharp, which is another great thing because that just gives me more HP back, and it does take away some HP from him, which is just awesome. So, with that being said, I decide, what should I do? Should I just stay in? Should I dance? But he ends up using the Iron Head on my Tangrowth, which does not do too much. Luckily, my Tangrowth is a bulky sort, so I end up taking him out with an EQ, an Earthquake, which is fantastic because I don't want to put up with this Bisharp anymore. I don't. So, I was so happy that I took him out. Bisharps can be huge problems if you allow them to. Trust me, I know. So, I do get hurt from the poison, which is really unfortunate, but at this point, there's really no sense in withdrawing, there's no sense in trying to protect my Tangrowth. So I sack it off right here with the Landorus, with the Earth Power, and it's perfectly fine that I sacked him off because I don't want any of my other pokes going down, So I end up going out into my my Arcanine just to get the Intimidate off because I know I'm going to need it. Because this Landorus, man, is a Landorus! Come on now. It's a Landorus. So, he ends up getting the EQ off on my Arcanine, which is, it does suck, but he was not able to take out my Arcanine, which is awesome. So I decided that I should probably, just play it safe. I didn't know if he was going to switch out, I didn't know if he was going to stay in, so I just played it safe and used the Willow. Because if he did decide to switch out, then that Willow would have gotten on anyone, and that would have been awesome, but luckily it got on, it attached itself, I burned the Landorus, and so he decides that he should probably try and take out my Pokemon who I decided to switch into and use the Rock Slide. Now, with the Intimidate, the Rock Slide does not take out my Noivern, which is excellent, because I don't want my Noivern going down anytime soon, so I end up using the Air Slash on the Landorus and taking it out right there. Which is awesome because I did not want to put up with that Landorus anymore because it, it knew Rock Slide, it knew some threatening moves. So I decided that I should probably go into my Blissey, just to kind of either, you know, poison something or use my superpower or a seismic toss. So he withdraws, predicting a fighting move, and he goes into his Vaporeon, which is perfectly fine because I want to get some sort of attack, some sort of damage off on the Vaporeon, but I do end up using the Protect instead because I wanted to feel him out. I didn't know if he was going to withdraw or not, so I wanted to play it safe. So I ended up using the Toxic on the Vaporeon, which is awesome because he poisoned me first. He had it coming. So I'm so happy that I was able to poison the Vaporeon. It didn't really matter if I was going to poison the Vaporeon or not. If he was going to withdraw, then I was going to get the poison off on anyone. So he ends up getting the Scald on my Blissey, which is fine because my Blissey can take anything. So I'm so glad that my Blissey was able to take that. Now with that being said, my Blissey is just hanging in there. She's doing a great job. Now as you can see, the Vaporeon does get hurt with poison when my Blissey does too. And that really sucks because blood toxics are awful. So I end up using the Seismic Toss just to get some damage on the Vaporeon. I decided that I should probably do that because even though I did use the Wish, I wanted to get some damage. Any damage is good damage. So I wanted to get something, you know, on the Vaporeon, and luckily I was able to because now the Vaporeon is just slowly going down to the Toxic, which is phenomenal. So I decided I should probably just switch out because I don't want my Blissey going down. I did use the Wish. I got all that HP back, and I want to switch out because I want to protect. I want to save her. I want to save my Blissey. So he ends up using. He decides that he should probably use the Wish. Now that's a great play on his part because, as you can see, he is going down slowly to the poison. The poison is wearing him out, but he is going to be getting all that HP back, which is great on his part. I do make it evolve, and the thing is, he ends up using the Protect, predicting me to use, you know, my Energy Ball, which is awesome on his part because one, he does get the HP back from you know, from the Wish. His wish does come true, which is awesome for him. I was really getting annoyed with the Vaporeon Wish scenario, but he was probably getting annoyed with my Blissey / Wish scenario too. So I don't blame him for getting annoyed. It was fun. But he ends up withdrawing, predicting me to use another Energy Ball, which is awesome on his part. So he decides to go into his Scizor. His Scizor, which is an amazing play on his part because all my attacks are resisted to Scizor. I know Psychic Energy Ball, Signal Beam, and Recover. So all my attacks aren't going to do anything to Scizor. Now, what I have said, any damage is good damage, but that does nothing! Come on! So, I was like, I was trying to get the confusion. That's what I'm going to stick to right now. I was trying to get the confusion. So I withdraw into my Arcanine because I want to get the Intimidate off. And he ends up getting the Bullet Punch after Mega Evolving here. And luckily with the Intimidate, the Bullet Punch does not do a thing. Well, it does some damage, but it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't knock me out or anything. Which is awesome because I don't want my Arcanine going down. I need that. I need the Intimidate. I need the Fire! So he withdraws, and he goes on to a Staraptor. His Staraptor. So, I decide I am going to use the Morning Sun, get all the HP back, and get out of there, because I know that this bird is going to take someone out. I don't want it to be my Arcanine right now. So, I end up going into my Blissey, because but at this point, I kind of need someone to go down other than my Arcanine. So I just had to go into my Blissey and have her get taken down with the Brave Bird, and that does suck, but at this point, you know, I can't really afford to have anyone too important going down, you know? So I decided that I should probably just get the Intimidate off again and go into my Arcanine. Now, I know this bird is going to take me down with the Brave Bird, but my plan was that after it took out the Blissey, I knew that it was going to get hit so bad with that recoil. And so that's why I savored my Blissey for that reason. That's why I used the Morning Sun on my Arcanine to get all the HP back. So when he does decide to use the Brave Bird, he'll just take himself out. So, as you can see right there, he does decide to take himself out, which is awesome. And it's just a great... I felt really good about that play. I probably shouldn't have been pointing out. I don't know what this video is going to be down there. I don't know. But he ends up going out into a scissor, and luckily he does not take my Noivern out, because I do take him out with a flamethrower. And that was a... I don't even know if the crit mattered. I don't know if the crit mattered. But I do take him out, and he does go into his Aurorus. Now, I know what this dinosaur thing's gonna do, so I end up using the flamethrower because I want to get some damage off. I know he's going to be taking my Noivern out with the freeze ray. I know that. But he does, you know, live with the flamethrower after taking me out, which is perfectly fine, because at this point, I can just go out into my big Veto and use superpower, or, you know, Sucker Punch. He was predicting me to use the Sucker Punch, which is why I decided to use the superpower, because I wanted to get some damage off on the Vaporeon if he decided to switch out. So I was so happy that I predicted right, because I got some damage off on the Vaporeon. Even though my attack does drop in my defense, it doesn't really matter too much, because I do know Sucker Punch, I am able to take out the Vaporeon right here. And when he does decide to go or switch into his Aurorus, I am able to take out the Aurorus right there, because my Life Orb plus my Moxie whoosh, just goes absurdly high. So I was so happy that I savored, well, not really savored, but saved my Honchkrow for the end of the battle, because I knew that I was going to need it. I was really scared of that Bisharp, so I am just so happy that I was able to, you know, just use my Bisharp for, not Bisharp, use my Honchkrow for later in the battle, because it won me the war. So I was so happy that happened. Aaron, thank you for such an amazing battle! I look mad, but it was a great battle. I am going to be battling you a hell of a lot more. You can bet your ass on that. But before I go, make sure you go into my description. Make sure you click on the links for the Pokemon groups. Make sure you show Poketown. Some of you turn love. Do not forget to RCS to me. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace. And Florges and what's his name? Jellicent are not poison.